We are within the inventory tab in the Tetration GUI. So right now I have a search for hostname, and this shows up all the host names that are under the Infoblox app VRF. I have four hosts which have sensors installed and which are showing up in Tetration. They are DB1, HA proxy, Web1, and Web2. And please bear in mind the IPs that are there for these hosts. Now let's move over to Infoblox. So in Infoblox, we'll go to the Data Management tab. Within Data Management, we'll go into the default network view. We have a subnet created in the default network view, and this subnet has a bunch of IPs, out of which we have one IP which has been assigned, which is 404043. The reason we are highlighting this is to explain the concept of network views in Infoblox. Now we'll go ahead into a different network view, which is the app network view. And we have the same subnet in the app network view. So the network view in Infoblox acts as a VRF. So within this network view, we have a bunch of records or hosts present. And as you can see, 404043 is not assigned in this network view. We have three hosts assigned in this network view, which correspond to the IPs in Tetration. Now we go into the DNS tab, and we go into a DNS zone that has been created for the 3-tier application. As you can see, we have three records present, each for DB1, HA proxy 1, and Web2, which have the corresponding IPs to the Tetration sensors installed. Now we'll go ahead and add an extensible attribute to these records. The way you do it is you go into any of these columns and add the extensible attribute of Tetration Wurf. The application built for Tetration Infoblox integration does that for you. Now once that is done, you go ahead and assign a value to this Tetration VRF for each record. Here we have Infoblox app being assigned. Now let's go over to IPAM. And add another host record into this network. So we'll go ahead and select 404045. And the way to assign this to the network is we go into the plus sign, give it a name, which will be Infoblox Web2. And we uncheck enable DNS, so this won't show up in the DNS zone. Now we go ahead and assign it an IP address from the subnet, which will be 404045. And we go ahead and assign the extensible attribute of the Tetration Wurf to this record now. This value will correspond to the Tetration Wurf that we have for the sensors for Infoblox. As you can see, Infoblox Web 1 does not have a DNS zone assigned to it. Now let's go back to Tetration. Now in Tetration, we go into inventory and search the inventory again. And we go ahead and assign the filters for inventory search. As a part of this integration, we create new annotations, which will be Infoblox Networks, Network View, and Infoblox Zone. As you can see, the values which had been assigned in Infoblox are showing up as annotations in Tetration. A point to note is Infoblox Web 1. In Infoblox, we did not assign a DNS zone to Infoblox Web 1, and hence we do not have any value in Infoblox zone in Tetration. Now let's go over to flows. As you can see, along with these annotations, we see the annotations in flows as well. Let's take an example of Infoblox Web 2, which has a provider address of 40, 40, 46. And as you can see, we have the information for this provider showing up from Infoblox.